Hi, Jared. This is Ivy Trippin, one of the lying atheists, answering your question honestly. Your question seems to be mainly, why do atheists seem to pick on Christianity to the exclusion of all other religions? And there are two parts to this answer. There's the reason why it seems that way, which I'll get to in a minute. But first, there's the reality, which is that we don't. Now, if you look at what really popular and very famous, well, not very famous, but what very popular atheists have to say, people like Richard Dawkins or Pat Condell or Thunderfoot, then you can only come to the conclusion that we do not hate Christians more than other religions, and in fact, most of us, myself included, don't hate Christians in general. But as far as the heavyweights go, let's take Richard Dawkins first. The most common YouTube clip that I see of Richard Dawkins has him asking a Muslim scholar what the penalty for apostasy is in Islam, and the Muslim scholar answers that it is the death penalty. Now, this comes from a British television program, and the reason that Richard Dawkins is asking this question is because he's trying to make the point, which is that as much as he detests the Church of England, he detests Islam a lot more, because he thinks that the Church of England at least is pretty civilized compared to Islam, especially fundamentalist Islam, the people who practice Sharia law. Now, I have a hard time seeing how somebody can watch that clip and conclude that Richard Dawkins only dislikes Christianity. Similarly with Pat Condell. In his video, What Do I Like About Religion?, he goes through the major world religions in order of the one he detests the most to the one he detests the least. And he starts with, you guessed it, Islam, not Christianity. Christianity's pretty high up there still. He goes to Christianity second, but Islam is first. Pat Condell also has made something of a name for himself for making lots of videos calling out Islam and calling out the evils of fundamentalist Muslims. If you go to his channel, he has a whole thread, a whole playlist dedicated to Wafa Sultan, who is an activist that works against, you guessed it, fundamentalist Islam. And Thunderfoot, well, Thunderfoot doesn't get into Islam a lot, or he hasn't until now. But he did ask in a video before the one that you posted, why we weren't investigating religion as a possible cause of the destruction of the World Trade Center. And obviously he was talking about Islam, because that's the religion of the people who were flying those airplanes. And the reason he gives for wanting to investigate religion as a possible cause is because those people who were flying those airplanes thought that they would go to paradise and have a really good time if they died in this way. So, so getting back to your question, the real answer is we're not just talking about Christianity when we talk about religion, and we don't dislike Christianity most of all either. But I think that what you seem to be getting at is that most of the atheists on YouTube, certainly the ones that you listen to, talk about Christianity a lot more than Islam, a lot more than Buddhism, a lot more than Hinduism. And the reason for this is very, very simple. Most of the atheists that you listen to on YouTube speak English, obviously, because you speak English, just like I do. That's the same reason I listen to them. And that's the same reason that I don't, go and listen to, let's say, videos of Italian Christians speaking in Italian, because I don't understand them. The thing is that most English-speaking atheists who have access to YouTube live in countries with very large Christian populations and very small populations of other religions. So it's not that we dislike Christianity more than the rest. And it's not that we dislike Christians more than the rest. I know that I have a lot of Christians in my family, and I love them all. No, it's that there's just the opportunity there. We get confronted with Christianity a lot more than we get confronted with anything else. And so the blatant lies and hypocrisy that are associated with Christianity are just much more obvious because they're in our face all the time. And yeah, so that's basically all I have to say on that. Thanks for the video. God be with you.